You look like a man who's got something to get off his chest, Andy.
Well, I think today's episode, I need to start with a formal retraction of information.
So, for
'Cause
podcast listeners, Andy's holding up a piece of paper with the word retraction on.
have I spelled that right? I'm not the best speller.
Yeah, yeah.
My good lady wife eventually did listen to some of our podcasts,
It's good.
and which is good of her. She just wanted me to clarify an aspect of something I said once. So in the sleep episode, if you remember that a couple of weeks ago,
Yeah, I do, yeah.
I think I alluded to a concept that we did the crying out thing with our child. In fact, we didn't do that at all.
Oh, you didn't
Um,
fully Gene afford it.
no,
Oh,
no.
okay, okay.
I think in my mind I was getting confused. He had like a dummy, and we took the dummy away, and we didn't respond. Like if he was crying for the dummy, we wouldn't give it to him.
Yeah.
Equally, with he used to wake up with his foster carers. They used to give him a bottle of milk like at 10 p.m. every single day. So obviously he got used to that. So then when he came to us, he was crying every night at 10 p.m. So we kind of phased that out. So formally, I like to retract the comment I made that we did the crying out thing, which we did not. And my memory was a little bit hazy. That's not what we did. I wanted to clarify because that wouldn't be very therapeutic.
Welcome to the Other People's Kids podcast, a podcast about my dad and his friend Andy's adventures in fostering and adoption.
You're looking very summery.
Oh, thank you. Well, we are sporadically summering, aren't we? It tends to be like really good for like 2 days and then not good.
Bit crap. Can we say that? Is crap allowed? I don't know. Anyway, good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome, Andy. How are you?
Welcome, Joey. I'm very well. It is raining today. Is it raining where you are?
It is drizzly. Yeah, I went for a walk earlier and I got wet through. It was Peter Kay rain, misty,
Misty.
fine rain. Gets you
Fine
soaked
rain.
through that kind of rain. Yeah. So today's episode. So just a quick catch up because people might be wondering why we're here. So we're on a break, aren't we?
We
But,
are. I've got my summer cup.
Like teenage lovers, we can't keep away from each other. So
I'll give away.
no. So this is just a short 10, 15 minutes catch up to see how summer's going. We've also, Andy, had quite excitingly a bit more correspondence.
Oh,
So
good.
I think it's time to open the door of the listener's corner.
Welcome, weary parents, to the Other People's Kids. Listen Lounge.
I've had an email from a former colleague called Amy, who's lovely, and she said this. She wrote this to us. She's just listened to your podcast. It's great, obviously. Yeah.
Obviously.
Have you heard of the audiobook The Rabbit Who Couldn't Get to Sleep? I'm finding it works really well with my daughter. So she's obviously referencing our episode on sleep. Have you heard of The Rabbit Who Couldn't Get to Sleep, Andy?
Never.
So I did some research. I thought I'd have a listen. So I'm going to play you a little bit of it now, and then I'm going to give you a challenge to go away and maybe next time one of your children isn't sleeping so well. I feel the tone of it when you hear it might be a bit old for my 15-year-old, or a bit too old for my foster baby who's a few months old. So for you to try it and see what your son thinks of it. So, Andy, I thought I'd play you a little bit of just the 30 seconds of the rabbit who wants to fall asleep or can't fall asleep and see what we think. So apparently this is written by some sort of psychologist, Carl Johan Fulsan Erlin, who apparently uses techniques and words and moments of yawning and things like that with the reader. So it's read by a lady's voice. And apparently it helps children fall asleep. So have a listen.
The rabbit. So he decided to do something about it. Daddy Rabbit was sleeping, but Mummy Rabbit was still awake. So Roger went to talk to her. She suggested that he and you should take all the thoughts that are lingering in your head and put them in a box by the bed. Tomorrow, when you wake up, You will have the answers to all your thoughts, and you will be filled with energy.
So does that make you feel relaxed, Andy, listening to that?
I think the tone and the pace were very relaxing. I felt instantly more relaxed.
So my challenge at some point in the next few weeks, Andy, maybe before our next podcast, is to play that to your child and see if it works. And I want to get his feedback as well.
Okay.
That's what he thinks of the story.
I could maybe voice clip him giving his feedback.
Oh, that would be fantastic. So that was our listeners' corner. So Andy, so this summer then, so what are you doing? How are you surviving, coping with 6 weeks of children around?
Children around. So we are nearly at the end of week 1. It's been okay. The weather's been okay. I've been in the swimming pool quite a bit, which is just over in my kind of sight line. So I'm in an office.
Retraction. I mean, your glorified paddling pool.
Sorry, yeah, a large paddling pool, and it's quite large. It's about 10 by 12. Quite substantial paddling pool.
Who's got a larger swimming pool though, Andy?
Yeah, but is yours up? You can't get it up.
We haven't put it up yet, actually, this year. We're waiting it to sort of maximize its use over end of August, September. And also we just haven't had the weather.
We haven't had the weather. We've not had the weather.
Anyway, so how's it going?
It's going all right. I have to be very clear. I might come up with some sort of color code, because I obviously have meetings throughout the day, and there are some meetings the children can come down to my office and say hello and interrupt, and it's all fun. Oh, it's the children, showing the children. Other meetings are quite more serious, so I need to find some sort of color, red and green entry card to place on my door, and they know not to interrupt. So that will be coming soon.
That's a good idea. It'd be good for the evenings as well, wouldn't it? When you want to go to bed, have a bit of private time. Red card on the door.
Red card on the door.
Red card. This last week, I've tried to sort of balance work, who are really flexible actually, so I'm quite fortunate. So like yesterday, I was able to finish a little bit early, so did my hours early in the day. And I took late afternoon my son to the cinema. Oh. And we have you ever been to 4DX, to a 4DX screen?
No.
Do you know what 4DX is?
I've got no idea.
It's where the seats move you around.
Oh,
and then there's like spray and air and wind and they have smells. It's pretty cool. So we went to see the new Twisters film, which was okay, but it was very, very cool 4DX. So we'd been to 4DX years ago. I took both my sons, but one of my boys is quite motion sick. So he got really ill watching The Last Jedi or something, and it was all a bit traumatic. And we ended up paying like 16 quid to sit on the little stool at the back, which didn't move. However, this time I just took the one set. It was really good fun. But it was odd because there's tornadoes going on in the film, and the smells that come at you don't really fit. So the smells were either, one of the smells I think was barbecue Pringles, and the other smell was the inside of a new pencil case. But it didn't. It didn't really match with anything going on the screen. So it's a bit. I'm quite a smell person, and it was a bit off-putting. But I do recommend it. It's good fun. It's like a 2-hour roller coaster.
I remember when you were younger, you used just to smell everything. Like, is this my possession? And you would like smell it as if it was yours.
I think I do. I attach a lot of emotional memories and stuff to smells. So I can smell certain things that will bring back memories straight away. I must have a very strong connection between my limbic brain and my sense of smell. So smell is important. But yeah, have you got any sort of tips for parenting in the long holidays?
Well, I mean, parenting at home and working at home, probably tips. Just be very clear with work boundaries. Maybe try and work away from the house. So yesterday morning, I just had to get out. I just had to go somewhere in my city and just find a cafe just to work in the morning, because I needed to be away from the family just to have that kind of clear space. So having time away from the house is beneficial. Oh, he's here.
He's here. You've not got your red card up.
Hello.
Can Joe hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Joe, thanks for spelling Joe's Castle for me.
You liked
it? Cool. I took ages making that. That's a cool picture.
I can't even hear what Joe said.
Sorry, I've got my headphones in, so you can speak now.
Hello.
Hello.
Where's your foster kid? I want to see him.
He's probably asleep.
He is indoors. I can find you a picture because we're not going to be using. Let me find you a cool picture.
Found you a new story to listen to at night. Would you like to test it? What's it called, Joe?
It's called the rabbit who couldn't get to sleep.
Rabbit who couldn't sleep. Would you like to listen?
Where are these pictures?
Feedback on it?
Yeah, I like to listen to it. But
Yeah, you like to listen to it.
You should. You'll love it. Right, let's
What?
come. Here we go. Here's his cheeky little face.
Oh, look at him.
I've got to seem quite cheeky.
He is very cheeky. Yeah. He's
Right.
he's probably our smiliest child we've looked after. He's very ticklish, so we tickle his neck and he smiles.
Has he grown up? He looks bigger, doesn't he?
You look very grown up with your smart hair and your shirt.
Tell Joe about your new school.
Ooh.
I'm going to a new school.
How do you feel about
I feel good about it because it helps people with massive feelings.
Hmm.
I'm going to Hill's house.
Okay.
But we first have to cook the pizza for.
that? Okay, kiss goodbye then.
Bye guys.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Oh,
Remember to do the red card during pods.
that was lovely. No, lovely to see you. Where were we? Yeah, tips for the summer. So your main tip was how to look after your kids in summer is to avoid them.
It's,
Um,
it's
some-
good. It's be away from them.
Here's mine then. I've got 3. Number 1, make it about the kids. I think you got to it's a bit like holidays when you have children. People are like, oh, we're going to have a holiday. It's not really a holiday, is it? You're just parenting in a different location. So it's realizing it's about them, not having grand plans, but think actually this is going to be not easy. It's not going to be restful, but let's make it fun and about them and about family. But also in that, trying to find times for yourself. So
Yeah.
we have teenage sons now, so it means they go to bed a lot later because we've always just had evenings where we've tried to protect that time together, my wife and I. But now that they're older, especially in the summer, they stay up nearly as long as us. So we're sort of trying to find times together. So we might pop to the shops to get food and take the foster baby with us, leave them at home for an hour, it's fine, just to get a bit of time together. Second tip, don't press yourself to be busy all the time. I think I always reflect on this. So I feel such a guilt that I've got to have all these activities lined up for the kids, the boys. So every day we've got to be doing something, spending money, going somewhere. But then I think when I was a kid in the summer, literally, my parents just chucked us in the garden and we just threw sticks at each other for 6 weeks. That's basically all we did. Made stuff, dug holes, climbed up a tree. I don't want to be one of those sort of, moaning boomers. In my day, we just all hung out outside and everything was wonderful and there was no criminals and everything was fine.
We have something called, so my other tip is having C, B, and A days. So a C day is just sitting on the sofa playing Fortnite and watching TV.
Yeah.
We do nothing. A B day might be going to somewhere vaguely interesting like a park or meeting
With
up
your B day, yeah.
with your B day, meeting up
Yeah.
with friends, having a B day. An A day is like Alton Towers or something amazing.
Okay.
Going to Birmingham for the day shopping. It's something really interesting. So A, B, and C. So don't be pressurized to do A days every day because that's unsustainable, isn't it?
I like that. A, B, C. So you I guess you do mainly C and B, and then an A every now and then.
Maybe an A day once a week
Okay.
during the summer holidays, once every 7 days. Yeah.
That's a good idea. I like that. My third and last tip is to ignore other people's holidays. So in this world of social media, whenever you go on, there's always someone who's, I don't know, some amazingly incredible tropic country with their kids, and it's all wonderful, and they're really rich, and they're flying business class around the world. And I just try to ignore all that and not compare. So for me, I'm trying to compare. Actually, I'm going to make the holiday fun for my kids, fun for us, and not worry too much what other people are doing. That's my top tip. Because I have found, just in terms of linking it to foster care, particularly if you foster younger children, they have quite a high level of contact usually with birth family. So our current little boy has contact with his birth mum 3 times a week, which is really important. That does limit us in terms of planning for holidays because we've got to work around that or get special permission, for him to have a week without everywhere.
And absolutely. I mean, with my children, general anxiety levels are quite high anyway. And going to a foreign country, a non-English speaking country, it just opens up all sorts of anxieties. So We've only ever done one abroad holiday. I think that was to Paris for like 3 days, and that was enough. Thank you. So, what does the summer hold for you for the next 7 to 10 days, Joe?
I'm just going to avoid my children because that's your tip. I'm going to have a
Top tip.
D-Day, ABC.
Oh, Daddy
D-Day,
Day,
Dad Day,
Daddy
Daddy Day.
Yeah.
Just have lots of D-Days where you go off.
Obviously, the Paris Olympics are coming up this week. and
Oh,
that's
this
in
summer, yeah,
France.
we will be watching the Olympics.
Yes.
And even this morning, I have signed up to Discovery Plus because they have all the Olympics.
Oh,
And
do
the
they?
BBC have like a reduced timetable now. They only show
Yeah.
like 50%.
I've got Discovery Plus. Yeah.
I want to watch some random obscure sport that I'd never have an interest in for hours. So don't stop me, BBC. So
My moan about the Olympics is, why do they have sports which we watch all year round anyway? Like,
I know.
what's the point
Why
of
have
having
football? Why have football?
Why
I
have
know.
tennis in the Olympics?
know.
I want to have really obscure things like handball.
Was that there is handball, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I want. That's what I want to see.
Yeah.
Or jujitsu, judo.
There is breakdancing this year, isn't there? Breakdancing, which is
Amazing.
quite cool. I mean, I've seen some people are genuinely asking or saying that the Olympics should have a normal person competing in each event, like me or you, just to
Right.
show how good they are at what they do. Because sometimes when you're watching loads of people running at speed, you don't really realise. But
Mm.
actually, if one of us was there trying to run the 1500 meters, you'd see just how amazing these athletes are.
Weren't they talking to having like a doped up Olympics, like proper having people who are on drugs to see what they could achieve? Did that go?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not
That's
sure
a
the
weird-
ethics of that really.
No, I don't know
It's,
about the ethics, but I thought it might be
yeah.
interesting to watch.
Could be fun to watch, couldn't it? Yeah.
100 meters in 7 seconds.
Yellow eyes. But, so tomorrow are you having an A, B, C, or D kind of day?
So once a week, I take the children. I look after the children one day out of the 5. So the missus, I guess, is on childcare, and I take one of those. So tomorrow will be a kind of a B day. I'm thinking maybe cinema and Taco Bell.
I can recommend Twisters in 4DX. Do you think
What rating is that?
Oh, it's a 12. Would that be a bit much?
The young
Yeah.
one still gets a little bit scared
Yeah.
of things.
Despicable Me 4?
You didn't rate that, did you?
Well, it's okay. I to be honest, I think depending on my mood on the day will affect whether I like a film or not. So I'm sure it's fine. Had
What
its moments.
What about the film Inside Out 2 about emotions?
I've also seen that. Again, I don't know. It's okay. Yeah, I think your daughter would like it.
Okay.
Anything else? Well,
Any other business?
yeah,
Any other business? Anyone?
well, I hope everyone listening enjoys their summer, and we will be back in September with sort of some proper episodes.
Well, we may do another midsummer.
We could do another
update.
check-in. We could do a mid-August check-in or something, couldn't we?
That'd be nice.
See how we do. See how many A, B, C, or D days we've had.
We could talk about some of our B days and A days and C days.
We could, yeah. That's a good idea. But anyway, so remember to do your challenge, Andy. So you need to play that audio book to your child and see if it works.
You need to send me the link then.
Have you heard of search bars?
So I've heard of YouTube. Is it on YouTube?
Just search it. It's on YouTube. Yeah, just
Bye.
bye. Have a great summer.
Have a great summer.
Have a great summer and stay hydrated.
Thanks for listening. Please subscribe, like, and follow the podcast. If you want to get in touch, you can email hello@otherpeopleskids.co.uk.